All right, everybody, welcome back to the Open Road Podcast. Today's guest is Freddy. We're out here in Edinburgh getting this one done. How you doing, bro?
Toast, my brother.
Doing good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so Freddy is brother-in-law to my cousin Alex.
Correct.
So that's how I know him. For those that don't know him, that's how I know him. So yeah, we'll get started with this one. We tried doing a take before this one, but we had some camera issues, so we're starting this thing over.
Yeah, technical difficulties. It happens.
Yeah, we're not at the level of good equipment just yet, but the more you tune in, the more you watch, the more you support the channel, the more equipment I can buy later. But anyways, man, how you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. Couldn't be better. Could be worse. Could be better. I mean, but we're here.
Got you. So we're here in the Valley. You grew up in Harlingen, no?
Yes, sir.
All
Born
right.
and raised. Born and raised 25 years in Harlingen.
And you worked in Dallas.
Yeah, after that, about 2011, after my mom passed away, was able to move to Dallas. You know, small town kid, want to do the big city lifestyle, stuff like that. Was up there 10 years. Then had another opportunity to transfer back down. You know, Linda and I kind of went our separate ways after my mom's passing. And then that's where we're at now, man. Now you're...
So why choose Dallas over Houston or Austin or...
Well, a couple of reasons why. Number one, my dad's side of the family, I was kind of more drawn to them than I was to my mom's side of the family. Linda was more, mom's side, and I was more on my dad's side. Even though my dad was never in my life whatsoever, maybe 5-10 times out of my life, that's it. But I was more close to my aunts, cousins, things like that, yeah. So it was mainly because of the family.
So what... man, I don't know if I can ask this or not. What kept you away from your dad? What's up with that?
What kept me away from him? Nothing, man. But it's just one of those things. He went to go get a gallon of milk and never came back home, I guess.
One of those things.
One of those things, yeah.
Gotcha.
No, nothing, never, I don't hate him. You can't really hate somebody that's never been there for you.
He's alive?
Yeah. If I can get in contact with him. I have his phone number. As a matter of fact, he'll call me sporadically, like literally sporadically. Like, me habla como, I don't know, last time I spoke with him was maybe about 3-4 months ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that was it. Like, he literally called and said, like, hey, I'm in Harlingen. Where's the Home Depot at? And then I don't hear from him for, like, years.
What's that like, dude? Like,
I mean...
That's fucked up, man. I'm sorry, dude.
No. It's... People who've had both parents or had a male figure or somebody you can call a father, they see it as fucked up. I just see it as...
That's how he is.
Somebody calling me like, hey, where's direction? And me being me is like, oh, well, it's here, there, left, right, whatever. But I don't, there's no animosity. I don't hate. I mean, that's just...
As a kid, though, what'd that do to you?
Oh, I still go through it, man.
Yeah.
I still, I'm 39 years old, man. It hits you every time.
It's
childhood, when, especially in elementary, middle school, high school, those are the hardest.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to get over, once I'm, I don't have to deal with the whole bring your dad to school or, stuff like that. But as you get older, it's knowledge, it's advice, it's the presence of them being around, like, don't do this, but do that. This is what I did. I didn't have that on my side, on my corner. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry to, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Like, I mean, fuck.
It happens, brother. I mean,
yeah. I mean, and I get it. You shape your life and you move on. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
those are the cards you're dealt with, and you can either
cry about it.
Yeah, cry about it. Use it as a crutch for the rest of your life. Or one thing that I did learn, which is maybe, I don't know, my sister calls it childhood trauma or something, but I always tend to attract girls with kids. So just gonna throw a number out there, like maybe like the last 10 girlfriends, right? Or 10 girls that I talked to. 8 to 9 of them had a child.
Well, that's kind of normal nowadays.
Is it?
Right? I think so. Like,
but it's always been like that for me, though.
Right. Well,
since in the 20s.
But that's kind of like the era we're living in, bro. Like, people would rather have a child before they get married type thing.
Yes.
Like, it's almost a bigger deal to get married than it is just to have a kid. And that's not the way it should be. Well, I mean, who am I to say what shouldn't be? But in my eyes, I think marriage comes first. You get your kids.
Yeah, it's a little different now.
Yeah, dude.
Because the way they do it, but
and that's just as much as the guy's fault as it is the woman's fault, right? Or it's just the way life is at this point. Right?
It is the way with social media and everything. It's just it's so fast. Life's so fast now. I feel as opposed to it was growing up in the 80s, the 90s. But going back to the not having a father topic is what I've learned is how not to be. Right. And that's what I tell her. I you know what I don't have the plans. I don't have the the emergency plan, but I know how not to be. And that, to me, that's already a step forward.
Right. It's a lesson learned even in the worst case scenario, right?
Correct.
So that's cool, man, that you can do that.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough, and I've had both parents and both heavily involved in my life. And
you still have them, right?
Yeah. I still have them. And see, I'm blessed, man. Like,
that's good, because little things like that, man, I lost my mom at 26. So technically I lost both parents at age 26. Yeah. So at 26, I was still, I mean, I knew everybody knows they're going to pass, but nobody really prepares emotionally and mentally. So it just depends. Are you going to lose them at youth, teenage, young adult, whatever? And so once she passed away, I knew, man, to me, it was a blessing, because I saw how my sister took it, and my sister's a vet. She left. Just her leaving, and just to get off derailed a little bit, but just her leaving to the military, coming from a single household parent with like very little education, always working 2 to 3 jobs, regardless, and grinding, and just the way she reacted, like I was like, man, I won't be able to go anywhere. Like, there's no way, and being a young boy or young male, like, you want to take those strings of, I can do this, but you have nowhere to go. It's like walking in the room with the lights off, with your hands in front, and just, that's how you guide yourself through life. So
till you get the light yourself.
Till you get there is a light.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you're free falling, man. Then you get your adulthood, and then you're like, it kind of is normal, like, to feel like that. It's not because I didn't have a mom or because I didn't have a dad. It's just there's.
So your mom's passing, was it? Did she get sick and she was sick for a while, or was it like
she got diagnosed with cancer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, for 2000, late 2005, maybe 2006, yeah. And this how the story comes around is because Linda was already coming back. She did a tour in Iraq. She's coming back that same day that she's flying from, I believe it goes from Iraq to Germany, and then from Germany back to the States. If I'm not mistaken, I don't really, something like that. Well, that day, about 2 days before that day, my mom's telling me, they found this and they found that, and she's bawling in tears, and I'm like, okay, my niece, which is, Jay, Linda's oldest, she must have been, I think, 3, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or something like that. Well, anyways, I'm taking her to the doctor. I'm like, man, 20, 21. And, the doctor tells us, yeah, you have, it's the big C. You have it. That's it. Stage 4. And it's on her breast. And I'm like, okay. And I'm this whole time, how am I going to break the news to Linda? Because Linda's flying. Linda's expecting at the airport hugs, kisses, happy, joy, everything.
The homecoming.
Yeah. The whole Hallmark story. Mm-hmm. Well, Linda gets here. Obviously, my mom's crying. I have Jay in my arms. Linda's thinking like, oh, happy. Joy, yes, you're crying because we haven't seen her in like a year, 2 years. Then, hey, congratulations, you made it back. But,
by the way,
yeah, this is it. Like,
so once Linda gets home, how long after did your mom fight through it?
Oh, it started right away. Damn. I mean, we had planned a trip to go to Puerto Rico, and Linda couldn't. She stayed. Yeah. She goes, I can't. And then the whole snowball effect. it started, and that was from 2000. Like I want to say it was 2006, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 5, 6 years. Sorry, 5 or 6 years. It was stage 4, and that's when I learned about the whole stages. I mean, dude, I was 20. I didn't know anything. I couldn't probably spell cancer at that age. I don't know, but it was, man. It's not something that it's easy to take. You have to grow up fast. And then we did the whole chemo. Linda was maybe going to be around town for 2 weeks, and then she was going back. So now I got to take that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fuck, dude, and this whole time, like, what if I had a dad? What if, like, why am I going through that, Mm-hmm. And
did he ever show up during that time?
Nah, like, and even then I want to say till about I was 35, 37, I still had some type, like, come on, man, like, I know you didn't have a good childhood, but, like, do the right thing. The right thing is to do. And then you just, lo dejas ir. I mean, but there's still that inner child that everyone has, like, man, maybe, like.
Yeah, there's childhood trauma for sure, bro.
Yeah, so.
I believe in it 100%. My kind of a little bit about my psychedelic journey.
Yes.
I'd highly recommend it to you. Maybe something you could look into,
we talked about it. Like, you're one of the, actually, probably the only person I know personally that, in contact that I know that does. It is on my bucket list for sure. Yeah. Sometime this year, maybe sooner than later, but yes, for sure. But then I feel like you kind of open the windows or the doors to other. So, it's almost like you're doubting faith, but not. I don't know.
I kind of would. I'd explain it like this. Like, so the answers, I think, are all within us, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the answers to everything. Mm-hmm. But somos pendejos, right? I think that's one of our crutches as humans, where, oh no, it's I'm good because I'm a grown man and
Ándale.
Nothing bothers me. Like, we're programmed to be that way, right? Like, men are supposed to be strong, and I'm not saying we're not supposed to, we shouldn't, but you should have some type of maybe closure, maybe some type of clarity, and that's going to come from within. And if you're not meditating, if you're not doing any type of that work, then psychedelics are kind of like a shortcut to it, and it helps you, man. Like, it's helped me tremendously, man. And I've had the most amazing childhood, and there's still childhood trauma for all of us, right? Like,
yes, and at that point, once you start hitting your middle age, as far as mentally being mature, you realize it doesn't matter if you have a single parent or gay parents or vice versa. It's how you're brought up and treated, which I did have. I was raised with a lot of love, not only from my mom but my sisters and everyone, and it was great. So I never felt that I was missing out, I never thought I was missing the love, but it's that one person, like that one piece, like,
right.
You get it?
Right. Yeah, definitely. But, and some, like to, I don't know, maybe go through it, because not only have you gone through that, losing your mom to cancer, you yourself were diagnosed with a very rare disease about 2 years ago, or something,
yes.
Right?
2021. Yes.
So explain that. It's a rare one, but there also may be a listener out there that has a rare disease, and I kind of just want to touch what you went through,
Okay, I mean, there's I'm gonna try to make it explain it as easy as I can. But basically, in 2021, a year after COVID, I got diagnosed with the acronym's GBS, which is basically Guillain-barre syndrome. And basically how that works is your immune system stops fighting for you and starts fighting against you. They don't know, from my understanding, this is 2021, not too long ago, but sometime, they don't know what triggers it, only if you come in, like, either you had a virus, some type of bacteria, or you recently took a vaccine.
Okay.
So, but in order to diagnose you with that, you got to get a spinal tap. Fuck. Yeah. This is and of course, the medical field is what I ended up learning that it's the medical mafia. Like, you can't just go to a neurologist and be like, hey, I think something, like, you got to get referred. In order to get referred, you got to have your doctor that you go to. I'm like, dude, just, anyways, I learned
it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a money-making process.
It's
really.
a medical mafia,
Yeah,
which I learned the hard way.
It's pharma.
Yeah. So entonces, they got to do the process of elimination once you're there. Of course, the whole X-rays, because that syndrome, they only can detect it through a spinal tap. I'm sorry. Which at the time, I mean, I'm not one to go to the hospital for anything, but I thought it was a simple, like, roll over, and pinch and go. But no, I did the whole MRI with the CAT scan, MRI. What else? It's a liquid. Oh man, I forgot with Jesus, got a brain fart. But anyways, and yeah, so that Guillain-barre, the GBS, attacks your immune system. So once again, your immune system stops fighting for it, and there's ascending and descending, and everybody's body is different. So for me, it was pretty much, it started at my feet, and it trickled down or worked itself up. And the scary part is it doesn't attack the lungs specifically. And this, once again, this was all coming to me. I was like pretty much a vegetable at the time. And it was during, like, they were real strict at the hospital. So, like, my sister had taken me, but they're like, if you're not a patient, you cannot stay. I couldn't even talk. They thought they had to do process elimination. So at first they thought I was like some type of, like, drug addict wanting drugs. I go, look, man, I got no pre-existing conditions. I'm 37.
You're not an alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Not a smoker.
Not a smoker. Like, this is what's going on, and it's rapidly growing, dude. So whatever I have, we need to figure it out. And I couldn't talk. My tongue went numb. So
oh, damn.
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't eat, obviously.
Well, within a day or two, from what the specialist told me, there was like 3 or 4 doctors going in like every hour. And I knew it was crucial. Not only did I know, I knew they took me serious when I got to the emergency room in Harlingen, which is Valley Baptist. And I got there, and it was full, man. I mean, people were like, and at this point, my vision was already kind of going in and out. And I'm laying down, and I'm like, dude, I got to go to the restroom. And I get up, and doctors were coming in and out, in and out. They wouldn't let me sleep. They kept poking me. I'm like, damn, dude. Same questions repeatedly, and it's just repetitive, man. It's just, dude, just figure it out. I had to go to the restroom, and I tell the nurse, I just rolled. I remember my vision was very blurry, and I turned around. I said, I have to go to the restroom. And they gave me the canteen. I'm like, I'm not going to go in there. Like, you guys are all, and they're all females. Some were kind of attractive, but I mean, as a man, I'm like, dude, I just need some privacy. I've been in and out of this. I don't even know what day it was.
Look, babe, I'm a grower, not a shower, baby.
Yeah, baby, like. But anyway, so then he was there, and then the nurse was like, "Oh, hey," she goes, "Hey, well, let me see if he's gonna take you." The male nurse. He goes, "I can't take you. We're swamped. You can go." The restroom was down the hallway, man. I looked down. When I mean there was bodies on hospital beds in the hallway, not even in the room. There were like rows and rows, like what the? It felt like something out of The Walking Dead. Dude.
Damn it! Bro.
Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, and then that's when I knew. I was like, shit, this is serious. Dude, I was behind the nurse's station, so I didn't even have a room. Damn. And then after 4 or 5 days of them running tests, they finally they tell me, well, we have a strong belief you got this, and in order to do that, in order to actually diagnose you with that, we got to do a spinal test. Yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. They do it, comes out positive. Okay. He goes, the bad thing about it is this is what's going to happen. There's no cure. And I'm like, okay, flag number 1, this is scary. And I'm thinking like, dude, I'm getting all, I'm thinking like cancer. I'm thinking AIDS. I'm thinking MS. I'm thinking all kinds of shit's going through. I started Googling stuff. Which, by the way, don't do.
I've heard that.
Yeah, don't ever like
try to self-diagnose. And
yeah, we got some relatives that self-diagnose everybody, but no.
We're Mexican, bro, or Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah,
We're Latin people.
Yeah, freaking my sister me estaba barriendo con un huevo. Like, no, dude. But then, yeah. So they're like, what you have, it's not curable. All we can do is just stop it from spreading even worse. And I'm like, shit. He goes, number 2, whatever damage is done to your, it's neuro. So whatever damage is done to your nerves, you may or may not get that, like, feeling back. And if you do, it's going to take 2 to 3 years. So he goes, don't think about going back to work for the next year. I go, what? And
you didn't work, right?
No, I was out for a solid 6 months.
Okay, let me ask you something. How did you survive financially?
This is where corporate comes in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 2 answers. Number 1, I fell in a very gray area, such as, I was working for FedEx. For those who don't know, I'm an industrial athlete. But that's a little inside joke we have here and there. But when I was in Dallas, I was full time. And there was a position that opened. I transferred, but the position that I transferred to was part-time. So I still had some of the benefits, not all. And I go, that's fine. I transferred in 2020, right 2 weeks before COVID hit, sometime in March, and then COVID hit. And we already know what happened after that, Mm-hmm. So then here's 2021, and I was already, I go, the management will see how good of an employee I am. And they offered me a position full-time. Okay, that's fine. The gray tape area was, in order, from what I was told by HR, in order for me to qualify with long-term disability until I get released from the doctor, or he releases me, is you have to be a part-timer goes full-time for 6 months. So, but in those 6 months, he cannot get hurt or injured in order to qualify for the full. And I go, I was about shy 2 months. So I'm like, holy shit. Now, that's one way of looking at it. Number 1, I'm blessed. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't have a mortgage. I was blessed to have a wonderful sister and a wonderful brother-in-law that I was already staying with about a year. And they're like, no, whatever. They're real extremely helpful. Great and anybody who knows Linda and Alex know.
They're the most.
Anything. So then I'm thinking like, shit, okay, that's one thing. I don't have to worry about a mortgage, feeding kids or nothing, right? It's like, damn. I had got a policy with State Farm a couple years back. It was called, not sure exactly what it is, but it's a hospital policy. I think I paid like $26 a month.
That saved your ass.
Dude, that was clutch.
No shit.
So, and that has nothing to do with work. That has nothing to do with my health insurance, work, nothing. It was strictly State Farm. Those of you that, are into the insurance business, you know what it is. $25 or $26 a month. So basically the way it works is for every day you're out of work and I'm gonna use the word enroll, but it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? When you get admitted, into the hospital, from the moment you get admitted to that day to the moment you get out, State Farm's paying you.
Okay.
So, but you gotta file the paperwork just like any policy, any insurance claim, anything like that, and that's what helped me out tremendously, man. I mean, I think I got a good 5,000, so it worked out even better.
Yeah.
Within those 6 months, plus my station in Dallas. They did a fundraiser for me.
Oh, badass, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was great, dude. The guys at ADSA over there in Addison, the FedEx station, man, some of those guys, Pedro and all them and Jesse. And I mean, I can go on, but those guys did a fundraiser and, dude, they raised about $4,000 to $5,000 separate. And this is a year after I had left, which was great because now it touched my heart completely. Because that's quite a good, even for a family, that goes a long ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
I'm like, those guys didn't have, but then that shows the character of person I am.
Right.
The work ethic that I had there, and I had been there in a year.
Mm-hmm.
I moved down here. When I'm here at this station, they didn't do a fundraiser. They
don't know you yet.
They don't know me yet.
Yeah.
So, but then again, it's God's plan, So
there's lessons within lessons.
Lessons within lessons, right. And that's, I mean, it is what it is. So then in the end, that's how I was able to, I was in the hospital 6 months, or about 2 months, and then I did rehab for about another 3. And then I should have been in there even longer because they wanted me to stay. And I go, I can't, man. Because the physical therapy department, they had moved them out because COVID was so big. They put them somewhere else in the hospital. And I was stuck to one floor. Dude, and they're like, man, I go, what do I got to do to get released? So I don't, and they're like, no, you got to stay another. I go, no, I'm not staying here. Like,
I need to get out.
I'm going to walk out of here. And I had, it was just a whole process, man. I had to learn how to brush my teeth, learn how to type, learn how to write.
So it hits all your not just fine motor skills.
I'm sorry.
But everything, no?
Your extremities.
Extremities, okay.
Fingers, arms, legs, if it's ascending.
Does it affect your mind?
As far as...
Like, for example, 1 + 1 is 2, language.
It does affect your language.
Really?
Your speech. Your speech.
But I guess, wrong question.
Like your memory is
right, memory or
see, since there's 2, there's ascending and descending. The one I had was ascending. The descending, it kind of, I was blessed. You could say that I didn't get that one because the doctors were telling me, dude, I don't know how you're still alive. Like sometimes people wake up and they have that tingling sensation when they go to sleep, and then they wake up like they don't breathe and they die, or they stay as a vegetable.
Fuck.
Like, I don't know how you went this whole week, and I was still going to work, and I was like, but I mean, I was lying to myself. I go, dude, I need to go to the hospital. Linda and Alex had taken off to Vegas, and I didn't want to be like, hey, by the way, I'm in the hospital. No. And Vegas is a 3-4 day trip. That's it. So I was like, damn.
Let me wait it out.
Yeah, so I waited it out, and
it's hardcore.
Yeah. And they got back and they saw me, whatever. And I was like, no, I just went a little bit too hard at work. Like, that's all. But, man, I was pain was brutal.
So pain, like muscular pain, or I guess pain is pain everywhere.
Pain is pain. It feels like, if you're asking me what type the pain is, it feels like you ran 100 miles or you walked 100 miles. Just from getting up from your bed to brushing your teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and... It's like they're stretching you, man. They're just, and it doesn't go away. And when you're walking, or when I was trying to run, it felt like I was running in water. I'm like, how come I'm not moving, man? Like, what? So a lot of that stuff. My grip, I lost a lot of sensation on my pinky, my ring finger, my thumb. They were starting to like cramp up, and basically what the syndrome does, you start walking like an old man and feeling like you like get into like in the cocoon hermit crab style if you don't stop it, and then I don't want to say, what was it called? Not the antidote. It's some weird medication that they had to process there at the hospital. It's not, and it's through IV. And he goes, we have a cure for it, or we can stop it. He goes, but this is just gonna stop it. It's not gonna, you may not get those feelings back. And every morning they would go and check my reflex. It affects your reflexes, your coordination, your speech, everything. So my right side is my dominant side. It affected that tremendously. It's almost, people say, oh, like a stroke. Yes, no, like every morning they were going and they're like, they would run the pin through my feet and they're like, can you feel it? I go, no, I can't. Like, and they would get the little hammer, can you hit your knee?
At any point, did you think you were going to die? Did that cross your mind or no?
I talked to God. Like, I talked to him. I'm saying he didn't talk back, but I'm saying I talked to him and I said, look, if this is how I'm going to go, then please make it short and quick. Don't give me
vegetable stage.
Don't give me vegetable stage and be a burden on somebody else. Yeah. I did, like, si así va a pasar, va a pasar. Right. Y que pase ya. So that happened, and like I said, when they're running all these tests, I'm like, dude, what is what is? I go, man, I knew I shouldn't have had sex with that girl. I knew I fucking shouldn't have done that drug. I knew it. But you start reflecting a lot, the mind's a very powerful thing, man. Yeah. And in the end, dude, I was ready.
Yeah.
And that's why I faced so much adversity, just like I'm sure you have, but you learn to embrace it and you just kind of laugh and you look up and be like, all right, man, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the best thing you can do. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I did cry. I cracked. I broke.
Yeah.
Because not so much for myself, but I saw how Linda was taking it, man. And she was like, it broke her. I saw her and I was like, fuck, dude. And then I saw like my knees. I was like, man, how is this? But like I said, if it happens, que pase volada. Don't leave me 6 months, 8 years like this. No, it's not fair to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So can we say you beat it or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
is it possible it comes back?
It is. It is possible to come back. You can. It's not like, I don't want to say real. It's just one of those things that GPS doesn't discriminate. It's like one of doesn't matter how old you are, what sex you are, if you're pregnant, non-pregnant. It's if you're able to catch it on time, such as the pins and needle sensation, the pain, you feel exhausted and tired, you're out of breath, things that kind of seem normal to on everyday basis, but then you're like, man, why do I still have these pins and needles? Like, 'cause that's what happened. I woke up, one foot was numb, pins. I was like, probably because I fell asleep. You know, it's like when we fall asleep in our arms, like, man.
Right.
But
then you gotta start thinking that's my leg, dude. Like,
that's my leg, and
that
then
doesn't normally happen.
Yes,
at least not to me.
No, and then it's weird because here it is. Like, you know, I get up at 5 a.m. It's happening. Here we are 4 p.m. I'm just like, what the hell, man? What's going on? I go, maybe I, messed up my back. It happened in January. I probably went too hard in December with all the loads. That's our peak season. That's our Super Bowl is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's weird. And then it's just, you got to keep an eye on those things, man. You know your body.
Right.
And everybody's body is different. So, can it come back? Yes, I believe from what from what I can remember, he said, somebody who doesn't have it has a more chance of you getting it, but that doesn't mean it outrules you. I go, but it's also important to, you get the flu, finish all your, antibiotics, finish all your medication. It's mexicanos son mexicanos. Ay, ya me alivié. Ay, me quedan dos. Guárdalos para, para Pancho. You know how we are, man.
Right.
Raza, dude.
So going through all that, you get out of it. You're back at work. You're back to normal now. How do you see life now? Right? Like, are you doing anything different than what you did before?
I have my moments. In a sense of, I'm not perfect. I ain't no saint. I do see it from a different lens.
Gotcha.
Antes me valía madre, dude. Like, party hardy, balls to the walls, y vámonos, fierro, todo lo que da. And, it's funny because when I was in Dallas, I would spend 1 week vacation here at Linda's, and they're like, dude, what? Like, I love that you're here, but you drain me because you're just going. Now, after all this, I kind of like time.
All right.
That's something I value, with the girls, with my sister. Like, I'd rather, spend a Friday or Saturday night here at home with such as yourself,
doing family stuff.
Yes. My inner circle.
Yeah.
Laughing, bullshitting.
Right. You have a very good saying, man, that you taught me last time I came in. You said, my circle is very small.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 4 quarters, or how do you say it?
I said I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Dude. Yeah. That's how it is. Bottom line.
That's true, man. Like, my circle is very small too. I like to talk to a lot of people, right? Like, and I think that's cool. Like, I can get along with anyone. And I think everybody understands that everybody has a small circle. Like, the people you trust, like people you hang out with. Like, I've hung out with you enough times now over the years where we've had good conversations. We've talked
nonstop. Yeah, man.
We've had some deep fucking conversations, and we've gotten very private in some of the matters. And I consider you friend, man. Like,
appreciate that, man. Thank you, and likewise, dude. Because not to throw them in the mix, but Linda was a different person, before she met Alex. And when I left to Dallas, I was like, I'm never going back. No, I'm not going back. Like, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. I don't care. I'm in it for myself, and that's it. So then, she met Alex, and dude, fucking hit it off right away, dude. Yeah. But it's also another thing. It's a blessing. I don't see they would have met if my mom was still around. Things happen for a reason.
Right. And as far as Linda goes, man, like I consider this my second home, right? Like we come here a lot. It's one of the only places I feel I come where, and there's some like houses in Houston where my tias and like some cousins, that I can feel the same way. But it's very rare that I go in and I just
you feel it,
relax, bro. Like okay, no one gives a shit, right? No one's gonna judge me about nothing here.
Lo sientes, güey.
Right, like
the aura and everything.
Linda's been a really good, amazing person with my daughters, man. Like,
and dude, your daughters are great, man.
I appreciate it, man.
It's como te digo, I'd rather be doing this, or not even so much the pot. It's just, dude. Yesterday we just bullshitted the whole time to drive through the. For the beach. The
SPI time we did.
Yes.
I feel like that's gonna be like a tradition. We're gonna keep going, man. Jay, would you do me a favor, please? Some vodka and orange juice.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. You're the real MVP.
Yeah.
Just know that. Jay's been helping us. She's gonna pass her the camera here in a bit, but she's playing the part of Jamie right now.
Correct.
And thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. And I'm paying her. Anybody who usually helps me out, I throw like 5-6 G's out, whatever, and pesos maybe. You're like, what about your podcast guests, bro? Thank you. You're awesome.
But family, dude. Going back to family.
Yeah, family. This is my house, man. Like I mean, I know it's. And I don't even feel bad saying that, dude. Like I come here and I'm fucking good, bro.
But and that's one thing I highly respect about Alex and his family, man. It was just something like cuando lo conocí, dude. Right away, dude, he hit it off. It's just I go finally, man. You finally found somebody worth con cabeza, güey.
Right.
And then as a brother, you want that for your sibling,
right.
Whether they're older, younger.
I feel the same way, even as a father, right? I would like for my daughters to meet a type of man that they can follow, right? Like, that can lead them into a very good life, right? Like if I'm kind of like maybe old school, traditional way of thinking that, a man should lead his household, yeah, he should take in consideration what his lady tells him and all that. But I feel like sometimes the man holds the ultimate decision at the end of where he wants to take his family. And I would want my daughters, when they grow up, to meet someone that they can follow and know in the bottom of their heart that this man's going to take them to the very best place that he can.
To the promised land.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome that Linda has found that. But, you got to give credit to Linda where she's at too, right? Because a guy's not going to say, yeah, this is the one. Like, fuck no. Yeah. No, it doesn't work that way. You know it as a man too, right? Yeah. Like, you get to meet so many women out here in this world. And I think as a man, like, this one's not it.
Nah.
Right. And I'm sure there's women that see guys too. And I'm sure there's women that seen me and be like, that's not the guy I want to be with, right? Like, that's not my guy. Like, and that's cool. Like, but when you can meet that, this is my man, and like that guy can say, that's my ride or die.
Yeah, that's my tigre. That's my king. That's my Leonidas. That's what. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's an amazing part of it. How do you feel about the family, dude? I mean,
man,
it's a big fucking family.
Chingón la pinche familia. No mames. Dude, y'all talk about this arcabuz, no? Y'all make it seem like it's... Dude, I think...
Arcabuz is like the promised land, bro. I'm telling you, man. Shout out to everybody from Arcabuz. Badass, right?
No, dude, y'all... It's... Family. I don't know where to start, man. I mean, it's great, dude. I love them all, dude. Linda's always like, you better ride, and you better be like, dude, just fucking be yourself.
Yeah,
dude.
just be yourself, man. Like
the reason what I love about y'all is because Linda and I grew up with no family around. Whatever little family we had around here, man, they were very toxic. They were very in for themselves. Coming from a single mom that always worked three, sometimes 4 jobs. Pues, güey, nos robaban, güey. La pinche familia, the whole family te chingaba. I'm like, dude, like,
yeah, for sure.
Non-educated, just trying to make it. And, when a single parent works 3 or 4 jobs, they're gone 12, 14 hours days. So guess what? It's just Linda and I trying to defend
Y'all
ourselves.
are raising
Yeah,
yourselves,
it's raising
yeah.
ourselves. So when Alex came in and the family, it was like, oh, and growing like, man, I wish we had a big family. I wish. Here we are at 30, and it happened. You know what I mean? So, pasa porque va a pasar. No te desesperes. Can you give me one too, please? Ya que estás parada, thank you.
You're the real MVP tonight. I'm telling you, man.
Solid. Pero, growing like, oh, man, those Hallmark movies and everything where everyone's big and the cookouts and the gatherings. And, Linda and I have our own personal conversation. I'm like, man, dude, that's so cool. Like, Alex and his brothers, Andres coming. Like, I thought you were one of the brothers. Shit, all of y'all pelones, dude. And I even told him, I don't think I'm going to fit in because yo tengo pelo, güey. Ellos están feos. Yo estoy chulo, ellos están feos, güey. Nah, but, it's good, man. Especially with Aldo recently passing,
Right.
Alex, it's just
That's so heavy, man, on the family.
super
right?
heavy, man.
Aldo because he was young, right?
Yes.
And that's difficult to. That's a tough pill to swallow, right? Because we're both reaching 40 at this point, right?
Yeah.
We've both dealt with a lot of life lessons at this point, right? And then I've already come to the conclusion, man, I'm probably at the half point of my life, right? If I'm lucky, like
If
yeah. Right? And when Aldo passed away, man, that like shook a lot of our family up because it's like he wasn't in his 70s or 80s, man. He was a young dude.
he was, yeah.
Like I want to say he's in his 50s probably, right? Like something like that.
Algo así.
Right. He's not in his 60s, I know that for sure.
No.
Maybe late 40s, early 50s, right? And it's like, damn, like that's not too far from where I'm at in age. And I know it hit a lot of us hard. And then so Polo, when he passed, that was my dad's like best friend, right? Like
Right. That's from what I understood.
They did a lot of shit together.
Yeah.
They did a lot of shit they shouldn't have done together, but that's a whole different thing, right? But so I saw when my dad lost his father, and I saw how he got, and when he lost his mom, and then I almost saw the same thing, when Polo passed away. But now my dad, he's got more life experience, more like it's almost like when my grandpa passed away, like almost like Polo took that spot for him.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird to explain it, but like it hurt him, dude. Like
they carry the Troy sword is what I like to call
right.
it. Yeah.
And like in our family, I think we have like pillars
Correct.
of strong, like just strong men that people like a little bit younger look up to, and I think Polo was one of them.
Definitely.
We still have what I consider another pillar is Tío Nereo, right? Like,
Okay.
boom, like he's still going. We lost Abuelo Cosme, right, not too long ago, which was dad. Like he was a pillar, right? Like these are just fucking men that,
Yes.
like a lot of us were like, man, like that dude's got his shit together, right? Like,
those are they're gems, dude. They're fading out as the generation goes on.
right, and then it's
lo
like,
que son hombres son hombres.
and it's up to like some of the people that are here. They're stepping up into those places now, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard because like Polo and Elvia, like, dude, if anybody was coming from Houston going to the rancho,
Yeah.
they're stopping in San Manuel for a day or 2 or 3, and that's everybody.
That's what Alex talks about all the time, and I'm like,
Everybody's
man, dude.
stopping through or whatever. We're going to Tarcabuz, but we're all stopping at Polo's house. Boom, and then, dude, when we stop at Elia's house, bro, we destroy the house, bro. Like, there's bottles, fucking beer. There's people throwing up. There's people sleeping in restrooms. Like,
Yeah.
like we destroyed that house, man. And like, not once, Elvia's just smiling, bro. Just like it's just that's the way they were, man.
And when Linda met Alex, we talked whatever, and he goes, "Hey, well, I'm gonna meet his mom, his dad, and well, good luck." I always trusted Linda's
decisions.
Yeah, she's a wonderful mom.
Yeah.
Even when
Oh,
she
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
Fácil. So, I'm gonna meet. Oh man, my thing was like, man, I know you're gonna be embraceful and you're gonna like them, but are they gonna like you? Man, she came back. I'll never forget. She's like, man, she's like mom, and she accepts everyone there at the house, and man, they have such, man, and that was it touched my heart a lot, man, because once you don't have a dad, you don't have a mom, it's it's Linda and I'm over there in Dallas, and as a man, you worry like if she gets a flat tire, if anything.
And now you got to worry about nothing.
And nah,
She's
fuck,
good.
they got to worry about me now. Dude. They got to worry about me where I can go, where I'm gonna go.
They got to worry about Freddy when he's about 12 fucking beers in or like 6
fácil,
drinks
güey.
in and shit.
Una pinche botella de herradura, ya, fácil, güey. But,
No, it's been fun, man. Like I think good people meet for a reason, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just the way it works, man. Like I don't know what's in the afterlife, man, but I almost feel like we're all meant to experience this life. And I was supposed to meet you. I'm supposed to meet Jay, right. Linda. Like I trust Linda with what I value and treasure the most, my girls, man. Like,
yeah, dude.
That's not easy, man. Like,
dude, when you sent the text, because I was thinking like, he's only gonna come when he has a 3-day week to make the trip worth it. Man, you sent the text like Wednesday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I was like, nah, he's full of shit. He ain't gonna come. I even Thursday, let's pregunté, is Andres really coming? He said he was. Like, all right. But that's what I love, dude. Yeah. That's what I've always wanted. Because nosotros los criamos bien pobres. Muy, like, dude, we didn't have whatever we had. To us, that was rich. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We didn't have a lot of name brand. Maybe 1 out of the 10 things, and I'm pretty sure it was at a garage sale. Yeah. Pero we're thinking from our perspective, in our lens, that like somebody from y'all's family, y'all would like got the best and everything. Like, no, dude. Like, you don't know what it is to be poor till you know what poor is. And what I'm getting is, dude, it's great that everybody will stop at Elvia's. And everybody, like, eso, that's what I want. That's what I tell Alex. I go, we got to get something, man. We got to get something going here. So everyone, like, because the generation is fading, but the old tradition, I don't want those old traditions to fade out.
Yeah, and that's what's important with me bringing the girls here. And
yes,
they love Eli, bro. Like these girls FaceTime each other, bro. Like
I saw that, dude. We're going to on Friday. We're going to Peter Piper's, and Eli's there FaceTime, and we're gonna go to Peter Piper's. Okay, so tell your dad, and I just hear in the background, tell her I'm gonna call her mom. Mom, Ceci's dad's gonna call you right now. I know, Eli, but
yeah,
so that risa, that's good that it's like that.
And they call each other just random times too.
Yes.
Like it's very. I think it's hilarious, bro. Like, because we didn't have that technology growing up. No. As a matter of fact, man, we couldn't afford it. Even if we would have had that technology, like,
please,
like, and maybe you guys grew up a little more challenged, right?
Yes.
Single parent household.
That's a good word. Challenge.
Mother and like where I had a mom and a dad, and granted we didn't get everything we wanted, but we had everything we needed. The one thing my dad always had was a fridge full of food, man. That.
Ándale.
And
de hambre no te vas a morir.
No, not with a Latino family.
Yeah, donde come uno, comen dos.
Right. And dude, I remember the plates where, I remember our table, man, when we first, as far as I can remember, when we moved to the house, the sacrifice was my dad, talking to him now, like, I don't want to go to an apartment. It's like, okay. I'd rather bust my ass and get this little house, even if we're broke as fuck. But I don't want you guys growing up in an apartment setting. And I was like, okay. Like,
yeah, my mom said the same thing. Yes.
Like, it's a hell of a sacrifice. And our dinner table was a sheet of plywood. It was on 2 5-gallon buckets. Damn. And then our chairs were 5-gallon buckets for all 4 of us. It was my mom, my dad, Julio, and me. Roque was like not born yet, whatever.
Right.
But that was our table, man. And like, that's what we eat. And I remember it was like rice, beans, a type of meat. Rice, beans, a type of meat. My mom, rice, beans, a type of meat. And then my dad's plate, we didn't know what it was going to have just yet, right? Like,
shit.
Like, sometimes it would just be rice and beans. That's it. But I didn't know any better. Like, no one knew better, right? Like, he's not hungry. You think a fucking grown man's not hungry working construction? It just wasn't enough sometimes. And I look back and I'm like, fuck, man. Like I value that so much.
I was about to say, but those were the best memories.
Those were the best times. And now it's like, get ready, Dad. Let's go eat a fucking steak.
Yeah, 5-star steak, almost.
Yeah. My little brother, man, he takes my dad out all the time too, man. My mom and my dad, and like, I'm going through a little patch myself right now where I'm trying to rebuild my life, and I went through a little thing, and so I'm not as strong financially as I should be or was, right? And that's okay.
Or where you want to be,
right? Where I want to be. So I still go do things, but I'm not as splendid as I used to be. And my girls, they know it, bro. They're like, oh, no, Papi doesn't have money for that. Like we can go to the store. They don't ask for anything, bro. And I'm truly blessed at that. But I have the ability to buy some of these things.
Uh-huh.
But then I ask them, okay, what would you guys rather do? You guys want to do this, buy that? Or would you guys want to go do this or that? And it's like, no, let's go eat some crawfish. Like, so that's their thing. My girls love crawfish. That's what they want to eat. But they know it's not cheap. So Gami's always like, Papi, crawfish season's coming up. Like, yeah. He's like, I got a little bit of money. Like, we'll save a little bit and we'll go. I mean, we can go get it now. Like, I'm back to normal. I'm working. I'm doing good, But they know, like, si hay, cuando hay, cuando no hay, no hay.
But that's good because even if you have it or if you don't have it, to put that in their heads, like, man, and then maybe one day you can be like, I've always had it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, porque no quis dar, because what's gonna happen? That's what happened to me.
Yeah, I want.
Yeah.
I
didn't know. I mean, I knew we weren't rich, but it took, and Linda understood. The oldest one always understands.
Right.
You know how it goes. The oldest one always
Gami always understands.
Understands, yeah. And then growing up, I was like, well, what? Like, why can't? Se te hace fácil.
Mm-hmm.
And then reality hits. God snaps his fingers, and yeah. But that's good.
Yeah.
In the end, is when you do that because
it teaches them.
Yeah, it teaches them like, oh shit, okay, if we just have $50, we're gonna eat a steak and only one person's gonna eat, or we're gonna go somewhere else where all of us eat.
Right, or we're gonna go to the grocery store. And
yeah,
just, like
it's some they're lessons.
Yeah, and
so that's good.
They're so important, dude. Like, I value my time as a father as well, right? Like, no son ganas de trabajar, güey. I can fucking go and fucking work my ass off. I've done it before. But I feel like if I do that, what time am I gonna have with my kids, right? So right now, the most important thing for me,
especially at this age,
right,
where they're at,
is being with them as much as I can. And I'm blessed to have the job that I have. My fucking boss is
great.
That's an understatement, dude. This guy's better than great, right? Like, you want to come to work? You want to come back to work? Yeah. Okay. I know you got daughters. You got your kids. Handle business. You got to leave early. You got to come in late.
Dude, you have a boss like that, you're not gonna fucking call. You're gonna want to be there,
right,
dude?
Right, and I never take advantage of it. I could say no, I got the girls, and go do something else. Nah, man, like I would never get caught doing some bullshit like that.
You see, and that alone makes up for whatever. Oh, I make 100,000, or I make 2. That having a boss like that is 100,000.
Yeah, and it just gives me the freedom to do what I need to do. And but I'm also like, that dude needs something, man. I break my back because he's doing it for me, right? So it's a two-way streak, and I'm blessed in that way. I'm getting back in. Like, I'm starting to do more podcasts again. Like
and do that.
I'm good, man. Like we're trying to make it now.
You've always been to me like a jack of all trades, and that's what I admire of you, dude.
Jack of all trades, a master of none, right? Like,
todo. Le entras de todo, no te agüitas.
Right. It's a hard situation to do though, man. Like,
and I think people envy that of you, that they can't
think
do
so?
it. Yes, dude, because nobody's willing to wake up tomorrow and be like, ¿sabes qué? Voy a hacer esto. Hey, pero it's gonna work itself out. Because you're putting on you're gambling on yourself.
Right. I bet on me.
Yeah.
I bet on like my willpower to
Ándale.
like. And this podcast may never turn into anything, bro. But you know what? I get to interview people like you.
Y aquí estamos.
Cousins and family and tíos and
you're doing the the other what's it called? Marcos, that video they put of Arcabuz, whatever. It was like, man, I'm sure everyone, 100 people, the whole town's looking at that video. Yeah. Now, 30, 40 years from now, they're gonna look at this like, hey, Andres did that.
All right, true.
All these times that, que no está haciendo esto, no está, you know what I'm saying? That's what they envy.
And that's what's important too, though, to me, right? That whoever is watching these podcasts, and I've thrown my invite to everyone and anyone that knows me or that doesn't even know me. Like, if you have a friend, like, man, you know what? That guy would be good on your podcast. Send him my way, right?
Okay.
And what I tell people is, do it because you, for example, maybe you have a kid next year. Right? You find the love of your life. You find the love of your life. You get married. You have kids. This is always going to stay on the internet. And they can come back and be like, man, that was my dad. Or even my girls, bro. This shows them a lot of who I am, just being me, right? Like,
and even now when they showed up, man, they're like, that's daddy's equipment. That's daddy. But they're
protecting my equipment.
which is good because they're in 20, 30 years they're gonna grow up and be like, man, I remember Dad had that in the garage and this and that, like, and now it's just, it's gonna be a pencil or anything. I don't know. It might be in our fucking head for we all
right.
know.
Fucking
But that's good, dude. I admire that about you, dude.
I appreciate it, bro. I do it because I love doing this.
Andale.
Like,
you get an itch and you're like, I'm gonna scratch.
Like, I'm gonna do it, man. Like, I think the hardest part in the beginning when I started making my first YouTube videos was like the first video I put out, man. I did like 12, 13 takes of the intro, and I couldn't get it right. And I was like, so I put the camera down. I think I pulled into a rest stop because I was traveling to Big Bend. That was my first video.
Dude, your motorcycle videos, dude. I would comment on that, man. And I hadn't even moved down yet. We weren't even that close.
No.
But I loved them, dude. It was like, man, this guy.
I just wanted to do it. And I told myself, I said, you know what? Like, stop taking yourself serious. No one gives a fuck. And the reality of it is, no one really gives a fuck about me, dude, what I'm doing. Yeah, I got family. Like, my mom and dad care, my family, my friends and all that. But at the end of the day, man, like, everybody has their own world. They have their own problems. They're doing what they need to do. Denzel Washington, for example.
Andale.
Most famous guy. I didn't think about him yesterday. And everybody knows him, right?
Yeah.
So we're not that important, man. Go and chase your dream, bro.
Do
fucking
whatever
do
you
it.
want to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, if I look stupid, cool, man.
They're going to criticize no matter what.
And I've done some embarrassing shit in my life, bro. Some shit that I'm like,
you can't beat me, dude. There's no way, dude.
Man, I don't know, dude.
Vamos una y una, güey. Oh, no, man.
I mean, but that's who I am, dude. And if I fucked up, fuck it. I own it. That's me. I did it. Fuck it. What?
Yeah.
I own all the shit that I've done.
Accountability goes a long ways with people.
And I'm embarrassed about some of it. You know what? Fuck it. But that's me. And at 100 years from now, bro, like, we're all going to be fucking dead somewhere, buried. No one's going to fucking give a shit. And I'm sorry, I'm cussing a lot. I just, but that's how I feel, man.
Se le subió el azúcar.
But it's the brutal honesty, bro. So while we're here, one thing that I've done in the past 2 years, I'm starting to live more in the moment. I don't really give a fuck about the past anymore. The past shows us and teaches us lessons.
Going back to what you asked me, what did I learn after the whole syndrome? That's a perfect example.
Live it now.
Live it, dude.
If I'm thinking about the past all the time, I'm depressed, bro. Because I think the majority of us, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I wish I could change that. Right, man, I wasn't thinking right. No, bitch, you were in the moment. You did what you needed to do. No te salió bien, cagaste el palo, it's good, it's okay. I learned from it. And
no mataste a alguien,
right.
Tú no te moriste, no hubo sangre.
Right, I try to be good.
Adelante.
I try to be good.
Yeah.
And then I started living the moment. And do I prepare for the future? To a point.
Yeah.
But I'm not constantly thinking about tomorrow's.
You're not gonna let it consume you.
Right. I'm gonna get anxious for it. That's anxiety.
You're losing sleep and stress over something you have no control over.
Another important thing that you just said, like, that I learned as well, was I can't control what happens. I can only control how I react to what happens. And that has taught me so much, man.
Which is, people say, oh, there's a reaction. There's an action for every action. Dude, I've always been, and I've learned this. My reaction is based off of your action. And I take that in the dating world too. Yeah. Because I've had girls, well, you don't look for me. Well, it's like, you told me not to call you. I'm not going to do this little ping pong game back and forth. You told me you wanted your space. Hey, whenever you're ready to talk to me, I'd rather talk to you when you're good instead of you dropping F-bombs. Because once you start dropping F-bombs and crossing that line, ya valió madre, dude. You already disrespect. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Right. No, for sure.
It's two kids trying to fight over one toy.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere.
One thing I've learned, bro, like high school relationship, right? Like, I was an idiot when I was younger, man. Like I would compete.
Okay.
Like, I was okay with competing with another dude to try and get this chick. Ooh. And and like,
I like the challenge. I wouldn't say compete. Maybe the challenge, or it was compete.
To me, it's compete.
A la madre.
And I'll put it to you this way, right? So if there's a lady, a young lady, whatever, a woman,
okay, whatever,
and she's entertaining other dudes, you're competing. And at that point, I didn't understand the whole.
Okay.
I'm not gonna compete with a motherfucker. You want to be with somebody else? Go. Fuck it.
Yes.
Right. And I didn't understand that part
at the time.
at the time,
Okay.
right? I'm fucking young, naive, full of piss and vinegar. I'm not thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm stupid, bro. Like I'm
There's
learning.
There's nothing stupider than a 16-year-old boy. There's nothing emotional than a 16-year-old girl.
Right. And I'm trying to. So, anyways, I get past that. I'm been fucking married and divorced twice now. Now, the way I look at it now, you don't want to be with me? Okay. All right. Like, oh, you never loved me. No, it hurts just the same. But
Yes.
I've learned now. You don't want to be with me. There's nothing I can do.
Or when they say it doesn't, you're not bothered. It doesn't hurt you. Hey, I'm hurting more than you. No bullshit. We're both hurting the same. We both invested. We both.
Right. Only now I don't even explain that part either.
Ándale.
You don't.
That's good.
¿Te quieres ir? Okay. I wish you well. You don't want to be with me? Fuck it. Okay. Like what? There's nothing I can do besides go. And that's it, man. Now, once you're gone, it's very hard to come back.
It is.
And I'm not sure. My biggest thing is if we're talking,
Okay.
you go away. You don't want to be with me. You don't want to be with me. If months, years later, you're like, let's give this a shot. It's not going to work. It's not only is it not the same, but if you've been with anyone else, I'm fucking definitely not going back with you. Like, it's done, man. Like, fuck it. Let's move on. Like,
¿Ya está toleada?
see, wait. I mean, and it sucks because, I've met some fucking awesome girls throughout my fucking life. But they're all exes for a reason, bro. Like, and they're gone, bro. And I mean, I wish them well. I don't wish none of them bad. None of them bad.
The old saying says, man, the front windshield is a lot bigger than the rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that.
And will I ever get married again? I don't know, dude. Like, I don't see it happening. Like, I'm a 2-time fucking loser when it comes to marriage.
I'm 0-2.
But at this point, man, like, where I'm at in life, I have my daughters. I get to see them 50% of the time. I wish I could see them every time, but I'll take the 50. I'll take it. And I
think
them,
you're winning. I think you're winning, dude.
I hope so, man. Like, in the sense that when I do have them, I dedicate as much as I can to them every time.
It shows.
I hope, but it's just the way I am, like that's what I want to be with them, like I want them to know that they have a dad.
Dude, when we were at the island, man, you were hands-on. Because I know a lot of guys. Oh, Tia Linda's here? Okay. All right, man, let's get, hey, you know what? Let's go out. Fuck this. Dude, you were, and that's what I love about you, man. You're always hands-on. Morning, lunch, dinner. You jump on them, excuse me.
They're mine.
Yeah.
That's what I love the most.
So that's
those are my treasures, bro. Like, you couldn't give me a fucking $1 million. You couldn't give me a fucking anything, and I would trade those girls for anything, dude. I wouldn't. And like, that's just kind of how I was raised as well. And it's the biggest blessing for me is to have my children. And I could talk for hours about my girls, man. Like, it's just
toast to you being a good dad, man. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. And I
Don't
mean,
stop.
I take it.
Don't stop doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Like, it's hard, bro. Like, because I know you're giving me a good compliment, and I'm the type that, like, I don't like, oh no, man, like,
yeah.
But to be honest with you, man, like, I try my hard, like the hardest that I can to make it work, right? So I appreciate it, like, but in another sense, it's like I don't do it for recognition at all. I'm loyal to mine so that they know I'm loyal to them. Like, whether people see it or not, I don't give a fuck, right? Like, I'm glad you see it, right?
There was una cosa, man. Just from what I've seen, you make it look so easy.
You think so, man? Like,
that's how much love you're giving them and how good you're doing it. Shit, it makes me. That's all right. If he can do it, shit, I can do it.
Yeah,
but I'm sure, dude. When behind the curtains, but you're doing. I don't. ¿Cómo te diré? Like, dude, you drove just for a weekend to spend time with your cousin. I mean, dude. They're gonna remember those road trips,
right?
They're not gonna remember when everyone's jammed in one car with no AC. I'm like, oh, we gotta go, go to the fields, or we gotta go because the car broke down. We're going to go see, and they're gonna be like, no, Dad would come. Yeah. I remember Dad would bring us. Yeah. So that's good. You're carrying that torch.
Yeah, and we're listening to Selena on the way up here, man.
You see,
like, it's good stuff, man. Like, and then I got the girls singing in the back. They're fighting, they're arguing, they're singing, they're laughing, they're
Hey,
playing.
but man, La Chiquilla, dude, I'm a big fan of her, dude.
A lot of people are,
Yeah,
dude.
she's...
I don't have favorites. I feel the bond between each one is different.
Okay. Yeah, as it should.
Like my bond with Kami is on a different level of emotions. She's real big-hearted. Like she has feelings, bro. Like hardcore cares.
See,
like
you can see the sincereness in her,
right?
Like genuine in her.
She's pure heart. Not that Ceci's not, because Ceci is too. Pero es más desmadrosa. Like she'll fucking.
Yeah, dude.
She's just a different breed, bro.
To me, she's all you.
Yeah, you think?
Dude, that's the way I will. Like,
she's nuts, bro.
Dude, it was
fuck
good,
her.
dude.
Okay, so our camera shut off. So those that are watching,
Let's go see what's going on.
what time are we at? What's the timer say there? Damn, we hit 1 hour and 5, and okay,
We haven't even scratched the surface.
So okay, we're gonna roll a little bit without the camera. We're gonna wrap this one up because I mean I try to keep them at 1 hour anyways. But,
all right, that's fine.
So those that are watching, you're obviously just hearing us now. But in conclusion, bro, anything you want to close out with? Maybe any message you want to send to anyone or anything like that? Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts, man. I mean, I'm real transparent, man. A lot of people, I know there was an incident a while back, about coming up to a year. There was an event. There was some misunderstanding, possibly some maybe words got misinterpreted, got exchanged, some actions on my part, maybe. Pero look, it was a beautiful event. It was very well put together. The family was great. They embraced. Everything was good. I didn't get to eat menudo, but
I see.
but in the end, my intentions were never for it to go down that extreme.
Mm-hmm.
It was a match, and venían los villagers with the torches and pitchforks, man. I was like, Allah, man.
Yeah.
But once again, I apologize to Alex because I go, look, man, I know you're going through a lot. You don't need this. Like, my behavior was like, I let the alcohol get the best of me in a sense of I was drunk, but I did not think that my action was going to cause that type of reaction.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's a lot of stress, dude. We've been there, for Jay's 15. I might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. It is what it is. You está bien. You move forward, But in the end, I told him, I was like, man, I know you're with your dad. Aldo I think he had a week left or something like that. It was about a week or 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I know I might have put certain people in a certain awkward position, but in the end,
these things happen, bro.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think we're talking about the after party after that 15. I think there was stress.
Yeah, if I see it.
And I understand that. I've known them, all my life, right?
Right.
That my family, and that could have been it, and hey, like you apologized, and
well, I mean, I want to say apologize. I mean, I did tell Alex, and I'm like, hey, dude, like I didn't, like, because when it went down, I was just like, oh shit, I think I just fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. But también, like, well, yo me equivoqué. Like I don't know. To me, dude, water under the bridge, dude.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It
wasn't intentional.
No, definitely wasn't. And I was kind of like looking forward to hearing the band. I'm like, fuck, dude, I fucking left. We didn't hear the band. But, but the event was very beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't stick around for the after party. I think we might have been there maybe 30 minutes tops. I don't know, dude. Yeah. Pero si me chingo una botella de herradura solo.
Things happen, man.
It happens, dude.
Things happen, bro.
And that's not to make any excuses, dude. Accountability goes a long ways. if I tarnished the event, which I'm pretty sure it turned out I was a fucking un pinche pedo torado. That's all I was.
No.
And then it was a beautiful event. Afterwards, I was really looking forward to tasting food. God damn, I fucking tasted food, man. But
It was good too.
yeah, dude, they had a real nice setup, dude. And,
Yeah, you know, don't beat yourself up on it, man. Like, I'm sure they're not looking at it like Freddy's a piece of shit either, right? Like, hey, everybody was fucked up.
Hey, well, it is what it is. That's what happens. You know, it's 1, 2 in the morning. That could have happened at a bar. That could have happened anywhere, dude. Parking lot, like.
It's all
But
good, man.
you know, that's all water on the bridge. It's I definitely made my presence known. Everybody knew that. everybody knew that name.
But I think with all being said and done, man, like I think people realize you're a good dude regardless, right? Like you party hard sometimes, right? And sometimes fucking se te hace fácil hacer algo, right? And like cool, right? Like hey, it happened. It's done deal.
Yeah.
We'll move from it. You know, I think everything can always be handled different looking back, right? Hindsight 2020 is a motherfucker, right? When you armchair quarterback it fucking from somewhere else, right? But what happened, it's done. I don't think anyone thinks less of you. I know I don't.
Like I said, my four quarters are my 4 quarters, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have their people and they have their and hey, you have your 4 quarters. I may not part to be that quarter, and that's okay. No feelings hurt. It's all right. But that doesn't mean you're not one of my quarter.
Right.
You know, and in the end, it was a good turnout. I know Linda was very devastated. You know, I think she still hasn't stopped crying. I don't know, but
it is what it is, bro.
it is what it is. It's not a Mexican pachanga without somebody getting kicked out. Let's be real.
Right. I've been kicked out of a few fucking things.
Exactly.
And we all have, right? So
Yeah, it's not a real Mexican pedorreo si no te pedorrean.
So, in closing it out, I know you guys can't see us anymore, and I appreciate you if you stuck out this long seeing the podcast and now you're just hearing it. We're going to get better camera equipment, but we're going to wrap this one up, and I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Definitely. Anytime, man.
Thank you for your time, bro, and I really appreciate it.
Hit me up anytime. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
All right, Papa.
All right.
Thank you, bro.
Cuídate.